Yeah, what up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We back. Oh yeah, we back. And I came strapped. I got the Starbucks. We ready for action. We ready for war. Ego's army, stand up. All my cadets, my lieutenants, my soldiers, young credentials, the general. Let's get it. Now I see that the title has seemed to ruffle some feathers. We got 10 dislikes or so, something around there. That's how you know when you a living legend. When you get the dislike, I ain't even said a word. So you don't care about the truth. You don't care what the person has to say. You was gonna dislike because that's what you was born to do, to be a hater. I got them hating while they waiting. Slow it down, I just did you. I said, I got them hating while they waiting. I wasn't even on the line. You know? Y'all didn't even see my face. Y'all didn't hear what I had to say. Y'all already hating. I got them hating while they waiting. Shout out to my dude Darnell. He said Richmond, Cali in this bitch. You know that. This is the Bay Area up in this bitch. We gonna talk about it. My dude from Compton, 310, Hub City, CPT up in this bitch. You know, the army is just too strong. Let's do a Boxingego roll call, people. There's gonna be some hot seats, trust me, because I know there's gonna be all this dumb shit. I'm ready for it. That's why I got my iced coffee. We ready. Shout out to Portugal. You know, I appreciate you. Phoenix, Arizona, the Boxingego roll call, one time, Sonora, Mexico. Shout out to Fairfield, Ohio, Belize, 562, Long Beach, reppin', Fort Wayne, Indiana, Pittsburgh, California. Shout out to Antioch, Pittsburgh, Bay Area, Colorado, San Antonio, Frisco, Frisco, Chicago, San Diego, Be-More. San Diego 619, Dallas, Texas 703, Chicago, Illinois, UK. I see y'all. We're gonna talk about some different stuff. Dallas, Texas, Gary, Indiana, Deep East Oakland. That's that Deep East O, San Jose, Bay Area month. Denver 202, Florida, Miami, Screwston, BK. We got another BK. We got Long Island, New York in here heavy. San Diego. Shout out to Australia. I see you, Pele. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey, Hayward, Bay Business. You know, we back to business. Chicago, Compton, Miami, Northridge, living in Las Vegas, 702, I see y'all. Los Angeles, Louisiana, Philly. Stand up, Ak. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Akis. You on some nut ass shit, Patch. ATL. Oklahoma City, Mexico. Detroit, Fort Worth, Texas. Let's get it. We got over 300 people in here. Canada, I see y'all, baby. Can't wait to come out there. I got to get my passport sorted. You know, I got to get an updated passport. We gonna hit the road with this. You know, we just getting too big with the Ego's army, and I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Guess what? I even appreciate the hate, because the hate makes me great. The hate makes me work harder. I promise you, if you wanted to see me fail, the best thing you could do is just leave me alone and hope I get complacent. But the more hate, the harder I go. Believe that. Watch that. You will see that on the channel. Keep hating. Hate motivates me. You know, hate takes me to another level. Tell me I can't do something. Okay. Now we talking. Let's go. This the new regime. Ego Valley, Death Row East. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. I did see your super chat earlier. I appreciate you, boy. My shooters. Shout out to Sage Woodruff. $3. He said Canelo won me some Skrilla, Ego. Man, they mad. I want some money too. You know, we did a post-fight reaction stream, over 200,000. You know, we putting up numbers. We putting up big boy numbers. You know, I don't know what to tell y'all. The super chat's coming in, the love's coming in. Let's get it. This is why they mad, y'all. Now, Canelo versus Golovkin was an excellent fight. It was a fight, big fight on paper that delivered. Shout out to Golovkin. Shout out to Canelo and their teams for making it happen, you know. But it seems that this particular fight has got a lot of people up in arms. And I know a lot of them are casual, you know. And it seems to me, this is just my honest opinion, but it seems to me in a high-profile fight, when the white fighter, you know, the fighter with the lighter pigment, you know, the light pigment, I know some of you guys are gonna say, oh, Triple G, he's not white, he's a quarter Korean, he's from Kazakhstan, you know, but whatever. So it seems like that when they lose, it's always controversy, different things, like especially not if it's two fighters who are, you know, considered white, Russian, you know, stuff like that. But especially when they're up against a minority, I have noticed that trend. And if you think different, I mean, to each his own. Similar to Andre Ward, even though Andre Ward is part white as well. Rest in peace to Andre Ward's father. But you guys get what I'm saying. You know, who the person identifies with. Canelo, he looks, you know, white too. I see a lot of people getting technical. Oh, Canelo has Nordic blood and he's half European. The bottom line is this. Canelo identifies with Mexican. Speaks Spanish. It's his first language. He's from Guadalajara, Mexico. Ain't about color. So, okay. When I do so I'm gonna put you in a hot seat. Keep it up, David. See, it's funny that these motherfuckers like David come in and say it's not about color, but when I do a post-fight and there's 1,000+ people in here and people are calling me the N-word, where were you then? You know, when all I'm doing is talking about the fight. I didn't call anybody out there race or anything. And I'm getting called an N-word simply for saying Canelo won. So how is it not about race? Like, you know, how does race have nothing to do with it from the fans? So why didn't you pop up, David? Why didn't you pop up, David Tissing or whatever your name is, right? Sing. Why didn't you pop up? And when they were saying the N-word to me post-fight, like people in the comment randoms, you know, in the comment section, why didn't you pop? Hey guys, stop. It's not about race. Don't call him the N-word. Why were you not here to defend me, to defend my honor? You know what I'm saying? See, I told you I'm like the Bernie Mac of this shit. I say what they afraid to say because I have 2 pairs of nuts. Well, not 2 pairs, that would be 4, but I got a pair of nuts, you know? Shout out to Nidham Murr. Ego, you're a beast. Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't know if it was an accident, but it looked like it went through twice. That's the funny thing. They say this shit, oh, it's not about race. I don't judge fights based on race, like, oh, this guy is this race, so he's gonna win. I don't do that. But why weren't you there when they saying the N-word? You know, why didn't you come in the stream, policing the stream then, David? Let me know that. You know, I did a 4-hour live stream. I didn't see you one time telling people who were using the N-word, calling people, you know, Mexican racial slurs and things like that in the comment section. I didn't see you policing that. But now you want to say, oh, it's not about race, it's not about color. Yeah, it's all too convenient. Sit there, like The Rock said, know your role. Anyway, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talk about. You're playing the race card. Little black John. Race has something to do with this motherfucker. Period. It does. I wasn't watching. Again, it's always a coincidence. You happen to not be watching. So, okay, how about you do your homework? Go watch that stream and then go look. The chat is replayed and displayed for you guys. So go tell me if you see how many times you've seen the N-word, right? That's your homework assignment. You tell them, oh, it's not about color. Okay, why was it about color and race when people were saying the N-word? Let me know that and come back when you. How you gonna say it's not personal if someone calls you the N-word or a racial slur? Stop it. Let's continue. You know, I can't address each and every comment. Shout out to Sura47, $5 super chat. Canelo was like, fuck yo couch, and walked his ass down. Good stuff as always, Ego. Shout out to you. I appreciate the continued support. Bottom line, it was a good fight, people. A good fight. But this particular fight seems to have people like up in arms or whatever you want to call. You know, I don't see all this controversy that people were saying. Block Justo Mora. He doesn't know how to. Oh my god, my shooters are so quick. They think they funny, but the joke's really on you when my shooters clap. Then they build another accounts, and you know, we just keep doing us, trying to get this money, trying to get to the next level, entertain. Shout out to D and Angel Santos. But like I said, when the fighter who's, you know, who people consider white loses, it seems like it's all hell breaks loose. You know, that's just something I've noticed in boxing. When Kovalev lost a close fight to Andre Ward, Canelo beating Golovkin, like, you know, finally in the rematch or whatever. All of a sudden, it's like, no, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Same thing. If Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury, look for the same thing. Yeah, Loma's lost us. I mean, just look for patterns, people. That's it. We got Michael Jackson, obviously, in the crowd. He's like, we are all humans. It's human nature. Why? Yeah, everybody want to play peacekeeper now because I'm bringing up the ugly truth. You know, it's funny how that works. So, like I said, when people were littering, like calling people wetbacks and N-words in my live stream, right? When they were saying these disparaging comments to different races, it's funny how you peacekeepers didn't show up and police the comment section like, hey, boxing has no place for that. Stop doing that. Don't say that. You need to leave, you know. But now all of a sudden, when I bring up the ugly truth, you know, and I'm not talking about from my perspective, you know, I can go the whole 365-day calendar year without ever caring about what a fighter's nationality or original origin is from. You know, but then now all of a sudden y'all motherfuckers want to be peacekeepers. But when there was racial slurs in here because of the guy you wanted to win lost and got walked down, then all of a sudden now the people are the peacekeepers, you know, a couple of days later. It's funny how that works. Shout out to Mike B, $2 super chat. Guys killed it on the radio show, New Media Winning. You know that. Shout out to DBN for having me. Now, this fight, like I said, it was a good fight. I enjoyed it. It lived up to expectations. The card was good. David Lemieux's knockout was saucy. I like that. Chocolatito bounced back from a loss. But the main event, Canelo won. I really seen that. The reason, you got to look at it from, make sure you guys smash the like button. Abel Sanchez, this is just a side note. Abel Sanchez told Canelo how to fight, right? I was doing videos, you know, reading the news and you know, news clippings, headliners, and what was said in interviews. And I told you, I said, that's foolishness. I said, why would the opposing side's trainer dictate to you how you fought? You know, like trying to chastise that man, make it sound like he's less Mexican than you, whatever, this whole Mexican style, and because he chooses to fight an intelligent fight and have a sound defense, and you know, we're gonna insult him over that, say he's boring or runner, you know, all of that stuff. And I said that was ridiculous. Now, the thing that surprised me, and to the surprise of many and millions around the world, Canelo, the smaller guy, came out mad aggressive, and he showed you that Golovkin has a bully style, and bullies don't like to get bullied. So he brought the fight to Golovkin, right? Through 12 rounds, he ate everything Golovkin threw at him. You know, there were some good shots landed too, especially in the second half by Golovkin. He ate them. At no point did you see Canelo's ass on the canvas and hit the ground. In fact, a lot of you guys are talking about, oh yeah, Golovkin won, as if he demolished Canelo at any point in this fight. Miguel Cotto's brother, Jose Miguel Cotto, when Canelo was, I think his pro debut, not a pro debut, that's not the right word, his American debut, when he had his first fight with, I think, Golden Boy, Jose Miguel Cotto, the brother of Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto's brother hurt Canelo more visibly than I ever seen Triple G hurt him. That's a statement. I don't care who you were rooting for. I don't care what you like and all that, because boxing has defined rules and criteria that the fighters are supposed to be judged upon. That was impressive. You know, that was very impressive. That look at Mauricio Martinez. Listen, you know so much. Enjoy that on your channel. You do a post-fight breakdown and gain subscribers and stuff, and see how many people agree with you. I'm not gonna stop the train to argue with you. You know. John Barrier, $2 super chat. You can't stop a man determined. Salute. Real talk. Exactly. You know, it kind of put me in the mind frame of just Wilder's mentality in the Luis Ortiz fight. Tim Bradley versus Ruslan Provodnikov. Listen, I'm not saying none of Golovkin's shots hurt Canelo, because it looked like Canelo did get hurt. You know, like he was walking forward. You know, he got hit with some good shots. But this is to be expected in an elite level competition. You know, two guys that are really good and considered the modern best, right? So I'm not concerned with that. You see, where I'm from, I'm gonna tell you this is how it goes. I'm more impressed when something that's not supposed to happen happens. Some of you guys are more impressed when the thing that is supposed to happen happens. Now, I know some of you guys are scratching your head. What the fuck does that mean, Ego? Let me break it down. You guys, some of you guys get impressed when something that is supposed to be a standard shows up. For example, Tim Bradley got hurt by Ruslan Provodnikov. Fact. You know, he looked like he's out on his feet. Ruslan Provodnikov eats raw moose liver. He's from Russia. He has an amateur pedigree, and he has cracks. We all know this. That is supposed to happen if he hits you flush. If you get hit flush by a Ruslan Provodnikov type puncher in your division, it is supposed to hurt. Look at Mauricio Herrera's face after he fought Ruslan. Look at Chris Algieri's face and his eye and what happened in that fight. He got knocked down twice when he fought Ruslan. Look at Matisse getting hurt late after he fought Ruslan, right? That is supposed to happen. That doesn't, I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's not slightly impressive, but I'm not blown out of my socks because a known power puncher is able to hurt a non-puncher. Now, when the exact opposite, the guy who's not the anomaly, who's not the fierce puncher, or is not known as that, when he actually produces the proper game plan to do that, to me, that is more impressive than the latter. Because the latter, or the former, I guess you could say, the former is what we all know and expect. For example, Tim Bradley being able to hurt Brandon Rios and stopping him is pretty much more impressive than like Ruslan being able to hurt Bradley, because we know Ruslan as a puncher. We don't know Timothy Bradley as this massive puncher, and he was able to stop a tough, durable guy like Brandon Rios. So, as it relates to the main event, so I can connect this for you, Canelo looked smaller in shape, but he looked smaller from the first fight. Abel Sanchez begged and pleaded for Canelo to fight in a certain type of fight. Me, I thought that was risky, and I'm like, why would you work to your opponent's advantage by being in pocket, which is what they're requesting? So obviously that's what they want you to do. They don't have to chase you. Canelo threw away all conventional wisdom, which proves that he's not scared of Golovkin, right? And what he did is he did and obliged Abel Sanchez. You want Mexican style? You got Mexican style. And for 12 rounds, the majority of them, he wasn't taking a step back. He was pushing Golovkin back. That is impressive. To see the scrawny, non-meat eating for this training camp, Canelo Alvarez, who was noticeably smaller than Triple G, who only has 2 fights at 160, right? Seeing him back up the guy who has been fighting at middleweight since he was an amateur. Do your research and look at some of Golovkin's amateur fights and tell me what weight class they were held at. Canelo, when he started, he was 15. He turned pro at age 15 in Mexico. He did not start at middleweight. In fact, he only has 2 fights at middleweight, right? So to me, from a boxing head's perspective, that was impressive to see a guy who started at 35, 40, wherever he started, moved up to 160, and he's backing up the bigger, taller, longer arm, longer reach Golovkin, who we've never seen backed up for a sustained amount of rounds. We've seen guys like Kell Brook hold his ground We've seen Daniel Jacobs have success backing him up, but it wasn't a sustained, a sustained backing him up. Canelo, for consecutive rounds, was backing up Golovkin. Shows you he's strong, shows you he was not scared, and it shows you he has the skill set to do that. Also, when we look at their faces, I don't judge a fight just because I know there's a lot of moronic comments like, oh, you don't judge a fight based on the aftermath of one's face. Different people swell different. We know that. And it's mighty funny that they now want to say that. But then when I was literally at Golovkin versus Jacobs, that was the reason. When I was saying Jacobs beat Canelo, that was literally the reason that some people gave for as to explain why Triple G beat Jacobs. And they said, oh, look at Jacobs' face. Look at his face. But now all of a sudden everybody has common sense now. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you can't judge a fight based on facial scarring and battle scars. Now y'all want to say that. But after the Jacobs fight, that was the first thing that Golovkin fans went to. They said, look at Jacobs' face. His face looks worse, therefore he won. That was their talking point. It's funny how things change, It's real funny. See, I'm telling y'all fact. I'm telling y'all everything that I see. The double standard, everything. Look at Jacobs' face. That'll tell you who won. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want that. They don't want to consider that. They don't want to look at it. Now, I agree. You can't judge a fight solely on one's face. I do agree with that. Because, Marquez, arguably, his face looked worse, but he knocked out Pacquiao. But sometimes somebody's face does indicate kind of what happened in the fight. Golovkin was getting hit with power shots. Block DJ ED. Listen, if you guys want to battle on the hot seat, put what you disagree with in the comment section and I'll start selecting you guys. All right? But if you're just going to put you're biased or you guys suck or Triple G, you will be blocked. And then all the fans are going to complain, or, the man fans, they're going to complain and say, oh, Ego, if you disagree with him, he'll get blocked. You guys can cry. I don't know who you're crying to. You notice I haven't offended or broken any YouTube community guidelines. Therefore, my channel is still in good standings. I could show you right now. Everything is still in good standings. You crying about getting blocked does nothing. If you want to have a civil debate, an intelligent debate based on facts, we could do that. I have a program for that. It's called the Hot Seat. But if you just want to do a drive-by comment and say, oh, Triple G won, shut the fuck up, then you'll be removed. It's that simple. It's that simple. So when we're talking about what's impressive, I am impressed with Canelo's performance. Yes. Shout out to John Berry, a $2 super chat. Please continue the lesson Professor Ego teach. I'm trying to. They want to get me off my pivot. But I'm impressed with Canelo's performance because he's a guy who's actually moved out of his weight class before, unlike Triple G, who's been fighting at middleweight since the amateurs, and he was able to, for a sustained period of time, push Triple G back. Now, it's an elite level fight. Yes, Triple G showed heart, and he rallied back, and he had some good rounds late. But through the entirety and the totality of 12, I can't give him that fight at all. I don't even see how people are making it like it was as close, like it was a nail biter. I've seen Ward Kovalev was, y'all say I love Andre Ward. Ward Kovalev won. Block YYY for ARG. Listen, that doesn't work, that is not a kryptonite for us. If you want to debate, say what you debate with or what you disagree with. YYY for ARG. Block them. Now, again, Ward Kovalev to me was more like, that was harder to judge. This wasn't really hard to judge. Because all the stuff Triple G was doing early, any early success he had was predicated by a jab. The only time you can win from jabbing is if your opponent is not throwing higher scoring blows like power shots. If you guys are both just jabbing and that's the level of action it is, yeah, okay. Whoever is doing the most work with the jab, whoever has a crispier jab, cool. But you cannot win a fight just off of the jab when the person has an array of combinations in their arsenal and they're walking you down, which is ring generalship, because they're dictating the pace. The Golovkin, like, I don't know if you guys know how to score boxing. Ring generalship is something they're supposed to be looking at. You look at the fighter, you look at what Golovkin does. We have not seen Golovkin getting pushed back for a sustained amount of rounds. So Canelo was clearly dictating the pace. Block Jonathan Cruz. You guys will just continue getting bodied. It doesn't hurt me. We have not seen Triple G getting pushed back. That's fact for that long in a fight. And listen, I implore you guys to listen, because I'm not getting distracted with all these little sub comments and stuff. If you want to take shots, you want to debate, you know how to get a better chance of getting your argument. If you just say some radical shit and peace out, we're not doing that. Lamar Gugis, $5 super chat. My dude, Ego. These guys don't care. They're on that bull. They are in their feeling. I know, and that's why it's funny. That's why we just gonna keep going. I'm not really worried about the extra shit. Because at the end of the day, as long as I say my piece and get to listen to some comments and stuff, then I'm cool. As long the message is already out there. Passive student, you don't listen. He says Jacobs was pushing Triple G back in the fight. I was at the fight. I don't know if you were there, but I was there live. He was pushing him back. That is not what I said. I said for a sustained, continued, consecutive rounds. That's what I said. I know Daniel Jacobs. I just had a conversation on Instagram with him. I was at that fight. I thought Jacobs won that fight. Yes, Jacobs pushed Triple G. You guys got to learn to listen and comprehend what's being said. I never said Jacobs or no other fight. Curtis Stevens pushed Golovkin back, if we're being honest. I said for a continued, sustained amount of rounds. Like rounds 2, 3, and 4, he's doing a good job of pushing him back. That's what Daniel Jacobs, that's what made the fight closer, is because he was doing it, but he was doing it in spots. That's what I said. Now, shout out to Ron, $5 super chat. It's going to take a minute for Triple G fanboys to be over this fight. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, you guys could name call and say I'm stupid, but like you guys see in the title, Golovkin's power aura has been stripped from my perspective. Because you could, no matter what these fans are saying, block Dimitri. No matter what these fans are saying, it doesn't change the perception. Other fighters, they seen what they seen. Like Charlo. Charlo is someone who has interest in fighting the both of them, Canelo and Triple G. So the fans can gripe and cry and all that stuff. Charlo says Canelo had a hard-fought, much deserved win. So you think because some YouTube fans are saying, oh, fuck you, Ego, you don't know what you're talking about, you think Charlo is not confident now? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Charlo's not going to lose confidence because some random people that don't even take the time to do a default picture, who nobody knows their credentials, they're not an authority or voice in boxing. Some people could say that about me. Oh, who are you? You're not a pro fighter, whatever. But at least I made a name in this game. I know I have contacts, and I've been doing this at a high level. Not just getting footage videos at weigh-ins and shit like that. I made my whole name based on giving my thoughts on boxing. So I must know something to get to this level, because trust me, it's not like they just grant you 150,000 subscribers and 80,000 on multiple platforms and shit. They're not just handing that out at the Compton swap meet. So I am an authority, whether you like it or not. But at the end of the day, you guys could kick and scream. It doesn't change that. Errol Spence said the same thing. Roy Jones said the same. Roy Jones literally has an interview. You guys can Google it, YouTube it, whatever. He said, you gotta look at it. He said, you gotta look at it. Abel Sanchez, he said, Triple G, well, really Abel Sanchez, he said, we want Mexican style. We want Mexican style. We want to fight Mexican style. He said, they gave you Mexican style and you ran. He said, you accused him. He said, you accused him of running, but y'all ran. Exactly what I said. You said you wanted Mexican, and that's, to me, that makes it worse. It makes it worse that the guy who's been at middleweight since an amateur, and him and his trainer, mostly his trainer, requested Canelo to fight a certain type of way, And then Canelo fought the type of way that you requested, and you still couldn't do anything with him for 7 whole rounds, where you just had to think quick and jab. And Golovkin has a really good jab. But again, the only way he would win is if Canelo's doing less than a jab, which is pretty much not having a jab or any major offense. But when Canelo's investing to the body, raking the body, power shots, uppercuts, hooks, controlling the pacing of the fight, making Golovkin take deep breaths in the corner, and look that making Abel. When do we seen Abel Sanchez? When have we heard him or seen him say you're losing the fight to Golovkin? Even in the Jacobs fight. I mean, I was there. I don't remember the telecast, but I don't remember him saying that in any other fight. When he was fighting Willie Monroe, I watched that on HBO. Was there ever any point in the time where Abel Sanchez said to him, "Hey, you're losing the fight, dog"? No, but he said that in the Canelo fight. Now that Golovkin got his second win in the final stanza of the fight, people are acting like this was mad close. This was on the verge, on the way of becoming a blowout and a domination if Canelo didn't get tired, which he did. So, you know, props to that. And Golovkin got a second win, and that inspired him to put out some good rounds. But it was on the way to becoming a blowout. That's how I seen it. It was on the way to becoming a blowout. Canelo got a little bit tired with the pacing, and Golovkin's big. He's strong, you know, pushing someone back. I'm sure it takes a level of skill and style and pizzazz or razzmatazz, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, that is not easy. That's why you haven't seen nobody do that to Golovkin, because it's not just easy to just keep driving him back. He's strong. He's experienced, you know, and he has a good jab. So that kind of disrupts it. If Golovkin had a bet, like if Golovkin, the jab for Golovkin is a fucking lifesaver. If Golovkin did not have that jab, he would be lunch meat. He would be lunch meat, straight up. He's fortunate that whoever taught him early in his career taught him that fundamental, because a jab, that's why more people need to do the jab. So props to Gennady Golovkin for putting that in his arsenal. If Golovkin had no jab, he would be toast. You know, like if not no jab, but if he had a bad jab, you know, that's what kept him in the fight until later. If he had no jab, he would really be getting walked down. But the jab is very disruptive. It's a very disruptive punch. You know, someone coming forward, even with head movement, Golovkin he's strong, plus he has a good jab. So, you know, he rocked Canelo's head back a little bit. But if he had no jab, he would be toast. He would be lunch meat, straight up. And I'm telling y'all the cold hard fact. I don't care. I'm not trying to soften it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. If Golovkin had no jab, he would be food. Because he wouldn't. How you gonna have the successful back end and second half of the fight with no jab? The jab was the only thing that he was throwing, and that jab was the only thing that was keeping Canelo somewhat off balance. But it wasn't keeping him enough off balance, because just like when Robert Easter was throwing the jab, Robert Easter's jab's not as good as Golovkin. But when he was throwing the jab, Mikey still kept coming forward. Canelo kept trucking forward. You guys, a lot of y'all, I don't know, it's just an emotional thing, or you just want certain guys to win. Like this is like G.I. Joes or something. You just have your favorite G.I. Joe. I don't know. But I know for a fact some of y'all don't know shit about boxing. That jab was a lifesaver for Golovkin. You know, and same could be said with Kovalev. Kovalev, the reason the Ward fight is because he was jabbing. Like, you know, that actually created somewhat of a struggle. Not even a struggle, but it kept somewhat of a, you know, you got to be mindful if someone's jabbing as you're trying to come in the front door. Shout out to Dale McCree, $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, Ego. Love the instant block of trolls. I'm not playing no games with these dudes. You know, you guys see, and this is the thing. They get mad. They say, be humble. Be humble. No matter if I'm humble or not, the hate is still there. You know, they're still saying the stupid shit, you know, but you guys see it. The super chats coming in, the engagements coming in. You guys see it. Why aren't these other channels that are telling you, you know, the opposite, why aren't they getting this love? They should be getting the love. If I don't know what I'm talking about, then they should be getting the love. You should hear trained professionals saying and spitting out the same things that they are saying, not what I'm saying. Let's get to Kenny B's $5 super chat. Thank you. It says, hi, Ego. Love the content. Loving the streams. Canelo added Mayweather to his Mexican style in that round that he was supposedly hurt in. He had a good defense, too. Shout out to you. Eric Santos, $10 super chat. Glad I caught the stream. Always appreciate real talk. Never biased. And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, you guys, I'm too vested in this. I'm a made man in this game. So you guys could try your hardest. It doesn't even make sense. Oh, look at Ego. He hates Golovkin. Oh, look at Ego. He's biased. You're saying that because I'm not saying what you want. You got people donating super chats. They're paying money to tell me you're not biased. So which one is it? Yeah, block King James. I'm just telling you what I've seen, people. You know, it's always business, never nothing personal. I'm on that Nino Brown shit. It's always business. Golovkin, he's fortunate that he has a jab. The jab kept him in there. You know, like, it kept him from getting crucified in the early goings. There would be no second wind if he didn't have a jab, because Canelo was coming to knock him out. The thing that was keeping Canelo, you know, where he had to be mindful and maybe, see, the other thing with the jab is if someone's coming forward, you know, they could probably come forward faster if you don't have a good jab. So a 3-minute round, that buys you time. You know, a good jab can buy you time because they're not going to be able to just rush in like that. So that bought Golovkin some time. That's why he was pumping it out. See, and I told people this. The same thing. I told people this. Just like Mayweather said. When Mayweather said that that Floyd Mayweather said Triple G is no special effects. Right? This is what he's talking about. See, the thing with some Eastern European fighters, but we'll use Golovkin specifically, is he's slow. Like, in terms of he hits hard. He's strong. He has proper technique. He has fundamentals. Has an excellent jab, right? He has heart. He has a chin. But those are his strong suits, you know. Depending on who he's in there, he can cut off the ring. You know, if it's elite level person, I don't know. But if it's a C level, B level guy, he could probably cut off the ring pretty well. But the thing is, this is why Floyd was talking about, you guys got to know boxing. This is why he's saying no special effect, is because you look at Triple G, he doesn't have anything like razzmatazz. I'm trying to think of a very good word for it. Shout out to Taylor Bush, $5 super chat. Let's be honest, jabs are inferior to power punches. I like the way you worded that. Shout out to Taylor Bush. Triple G played the beast for long enough. She said jabs are inferior to power punches. I like that. Listen, a jab can win you a fight, but here's how. If you knock someone down with the jab, like when Jamal Charlo knocked Julian J. Rock Williams down with the jab, okay, because that's kind of like a power shot if you're getting dropped with it, because you don't see too many. So that's more of an extreme, because you don't see too many people really get dropped with a jab. But sometimes people get hurt. I remember seeing someone recently. I don't know if it was Amir Khan, but no. Who was it? Ryan Garcia. That's what it was. Ryan Garcia got hurt with the jab. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was his fight recently. That Facebook fight he had, he got hurt with the jab. You know, so something like that, yeah, you can win with the jab. That's more extreme because, you know, a lot of fighters aren't necessarily getting hit with non-power shots with the jab. Shout out to Brian Donahue, $5 super chat, thank you. I figured out how to donate. I don't always agree, but I still like this channel. Fair enough. Thank you for the super chat. Ryan Garcia in the Facebook fight he just fought, his very last fight, he fought that Mexican cat, and he got hurt with the jab in one of the late round 10 or 8 or something like that, later round, right? So that's one way. The other way you can win with the jab is if the other person is doing minimally or doing less than that offensively, you know? Block bro. Block him. Listen, if you guys want to come for me in this stream, you could say I'm biased. I'm great with that. But you have to start explaining. If you're not going to explain, then I don't care. If you're not, you say you're biased for Mayweather. Say I'm biased for Mayweather and tell me why I'm biased, and then we'll do a hot seat. It's fair. That's fair. But I'm not slowing down the stream just so you can get one off and say, oh, you're biased. And then I keep asking and pleading and begging for you guys to explain. And then we got to wait all day. I'm not waiting. You see the super chats coming in. You see the amount of people watching. I'm not waiting on that, you know? So here are the rules for this stream specifically. The train is not stopping. If you want this train to stop, say you're biased for Mayweather because you said this about Mayweather and this is true. You say Mayweather is a good fighter and he really isn't. And then we'll do a hot seat so I can know what you're talking about. But they never do that. All they want to do is leave drive-by comments. They want to say, oh, you fucking hate Golovkin, period. You're biased for Mayweather, period. What have I said about Floyd that is biased? All I've said is he's a good fighter. He's a complete fighter. So unless you tell me what you're disagreeing with, then we have no deal. If you say you're biased for Mayweather because you said he's a complete fighter and he's not a complete fighter, okay, let's do a hot seat. Because you say he's not a complete fighter and I say he is a complete fighter. Listen, the train will not wait for anybody. I'm just running the show, you know. If you want to try to, you know, throw rocks at the throne and grab my attention, that's the only way to otherwise you'll probably just get blocked. So back to Canelo Triple G. It was a good fight. Triple G's jab kind of like kept him around really, because I think if he didn't have a jab it would be even worse. It would be much worse for him, but luckily he has that in his arsenal. And then he saved face by putting in some good rounds later. That's what I seen. If not, it was on the way to blowout had he not done that, but he did do it, which entertained us and made it a great main event. But to me, the aura of Triple G, who he's been billed at, it was totally exposed. Ego, the reason why you are biased towards Mayweather is because you want to suck him off, block him. That was easy. Boom, shooters. You see? And then right when they hate, the money come in. You keep doing it. It don't hurt me. Shout out to R Will, $5 super chat. Honestly, I love it. We need to replace Jim Lampley. We need you to replace Jim Lampley on HBO. ASAP. Bang! So I'm just gonna keep going. Like I said, I don't have time for the trolls right now. I got stuff to do. A lot of people want to hear just the breakdown, so all the dumb shit, I'm not really with it right now. Just drinking my coffee, talking boxing. Can I talk my boxing? Yo, if I could talk my boxing, can I get a hell yeah? And make sure you smash the like button. We got to get the likes up. I would really appreciate that. Let's get the likes up. They said Ego on fire. They said Ego on some volcano shit. I'm just here to talk boxing. I'm just doing my job. Smash the like button. Let's do a hardcore purge and smash the like button. Everybody that's in here right now, if you have not hit the like button, smash the like button. Back to what I was saying. Wait, the money came in. I got another one. We got another one. S Dallas. Okay, it's going kind of fast. It's $5 super chat. S Dallas. Canelo popped dirty 2 times. Didn't want to sign up for testing. Why didn't he pop dirty for the first fight? Canelo gets no wins in Mikasa. Me truth, everyone. What you just said was false though. I mean, thank you for the $5, but what you said Canelo popped dirty twice. That's fact. February 17th and February 20th. See, I know the dates off the top of my head. I do this. I run boxing. So he did pop twice dirty with the clenbuterol, February 17th and February 20th. Got that. That's accurate. But did you say he didn't want to sign up for testing? Based on what? He didn't want to sign up for testing, but then he did sign up for testing. You know, there was reports that he hadn't signed up for testing up to a certain point. But as soon as those reports came out, it came out because I did a video about it. You know, I was actually out of town. I was in Cleveland. You know, it's during the Cleveland finals. This is how my memory works. If you guys do the dates, look at when Canelo signed up for VADA testing. It was when because I was in Cleveland. It was when Cleveland was doing, I want to say the finals game 1 or 2. Because I was in Cleveland for that day. Because I did a video about it. So Canelo signed up for VADA. So what are you talking about? You said he refused to, he didn't want to sign up, so he gets no credit. You guys can come up with all the excuses that you want. All the excuses you want. I did a video about that. Canelo signed up for VADA during the Cleveland Cavaliers finals. I know that for a fact. It was either finals or playoffs, but nah, I really want to say it's the finals. But I remember Cleveland was playing. It was during that. So there was no. You said that Canelo refused to sign up or some shit. He didn't want to sign up. So that's not. I'm gonna keep going, man. The aura of Golovkin, to me, is done for. That boogeyman, the world's seen it. You guys can say whatever you want, but the world's seen that he is what he is. He's an aggressive, experienced guy, hell of a chin, but he's not this menacing pressure, come forward guy with given the right game plan and the right skill set opposing him. If you put him in there with someone elite level power, elite level skill, you see a different Golovkin. So if you're like Vanes Martirosyan, someone he can topple over, then you probably get wrecked, you know. But if you could fight back, you could punch in combination, you have power preferably, and you can try to push him back, the game plan is right there. He is not Mexican style. He is not. Stop it. They should discontinue that. You know how they have like products and they stop selling it? They should discontinue the Mexican style stuff. Period. It's because it's false. I mean, you can do it. They could, like, you know, calling Triple G versus Vanes Martirosyan Mexican style. I mean, you can do it if you want, but who's gonna believe that? Because it's only Mexican. Listen, how are you Mexican style when you only Mexican style with non-Mexicans or certain people? You know, that doesn't really make sense. You can't say I'm Mexican style, but then I fight Jacobs and I'm no longer Mexican style. I'm David Lemieux, I'm not Mexican style. I'm Canelo against a Mexican, I'm not Mexican style. You know, and those are the better names on his resume. So you can't be sometimes he Mexican style. Like, I'm Mexican style when you're a Dama. I'm Mexican style if I'm fighting like Gilbert Godfrey or some shit. What's that onion booty? Like, you fighting Gilbert Godfrey, of course you're gonna be Mexican style. Anybody, not anybody, but you know, a decent guy with power would be Mexican style if the guy's not opposing him. Facts. Y'all can get mad, but it is what it is. It's just like Kovalev, you know what I mean? Like, and this is how boxing works. People are feared, and then when people see that there's a way to beat you or see them lose and get knocked out, it just puts everything in the reality that we as humans know, but somebody took the plunge first. Listen, this is going to sound crazy to a lot of people. I know some of you guys might not get it. I know this. I know this. I'm going to say something that's crazy. If y'all want me to say something that's crazy, it's just a thought, you know, just a theory of mine. It's just a theory. If y'all want to hear this crazy theory about Gennady Golovkin, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And we got to hit them likes. I got a crazy theory of mine. You know, some people may agree, some people might not. If y'all want to hear this crazy theory about Triple G that I have, that I've been thinking about, can I get a hell yeah? And let's get the likes up, people. These streams, that's the only way we could do the longer streams. You know, instead of me doing regular videos, and, you know, we got to get the likes up. Smash the like button. All right. This is the crazy theory. Some people might not ever get it, but this is what I truly feel, and I've been thinking about it for a while. Gennady Golovkin's team, excuse me, I'm not trying to be more suspenseful, I really had to burp. Gennady Golovkin's team, they, in their pursuit of a big paycheck, they actually made a egregious mistake to me in fighting Kell Brook. That was the beginning of the end. I try to trace this shit back. It's the Kell Brook fight they shouldn't have taken. Now, I know some of you guys are like, what? What the fuck? Scratching your head, raising your eyebrows like The Rock. What do you mean? He beat Kell Brook's ass. Oh, fuck. But this is, I've traced this back. The reason they should, yes, he beat Kell Brook, destroyed his eye. We've seen it, corner stoppage. But they shouldn't have taken the fight. Because in doing that, the whole world seen the monster, because Triple G was on like a 21-20 streak knockout, right? And the whole world seen a welterweight jump up and hold his own, stand his ground in that round 2. Remember, people were talking about Jacobs fighting Triple G before the Kell Brook fight. But it was the Kell Brook fight where people seen a welterweight have even more success than people thought would be humanly possible. They thought Kell Brook was going to go out there and just get bodied because that's what Triple G was doing to actual middleweights. But then it looked like Kell Brook hurt Golovkin. He didn't admit to it, but I think he was hurt because look at how mad he came out after that round 2. He was like, and he looked sloppy. He looked sloppy. He just looked like he was just trying to steamroll him. But Kell Brook, he was basically, Kell Brook, basically, my chocolate brownie. Respects to Kell for that. That performance showed me about Kell Brook. The skill set, seeing a welterweight against this big Goliath, that was the first, like, it's like somebody, okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna understand this, but me and my older brother, we used to play like Mario Brothers, right? 2-player mode. My brother, he's the older brother, so he always had the #1 controller, got to go first. We would be trying to figure out how to pass a certain level, and we didn't quite understand how to get across this long gaping hole. Like if you fall down the hole, you fall in the pit, right? So he would try and then lose. I would try and then lose. And this process would repeat. But then let's say my brother, he did something slightly different. Like he moved up farther back, or he started on one of the question boxes and then jumped down and then ran. And then he almost bridged that gap. He almost jumped over the gap, but he still fell in the pit, right? All my video game heads. So my brother, with doing that, even though his character, his Mario brother, died, he came extremely close to actually clearing that gap. Clearer than either one of us had done, in several other attempts. So that gives you ideas, So if it's my turn now, I might be able to clear it because I'm going to use what he did. I'm going to do the same thing, but maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to do something slightly different. Go a little faster on the controller or press the button a millisecond quicker. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I clear the jump, and now we see. So even in my brother's failure to clear the gap, he came close, right? But in his failure, I was able to learn something and to see like, oh, and this happens to me all the time. Like I do video editing. I'll be video editing. And I'm like, how the fuck do I do this effect? And then I'll do something, mess around with some shit, and it's not quite there. But in doing that, it'll spark the brain and lead me to the actual solution to what I've been trying to do, Or it could be another problem that I've had totally unrelated. But in learning, in trying out new things, it put me in the mindset like, oh, that other problem I was having, that's how I could do this, And I think the Kell Brook fight was that. Kell Brook, he was the sacrificial lamb. He lost. We don't know if he's going to be the same with his eye. I mean, I don't wish that on him. I'm just telling you. But since a welterweight was able to have that success, it put people in the mindset of like, oh, hold on. You let a welterweight, and he was in the pocket, and Golovkin's head was going up. I got the pictures. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this picture real quick. I got the pictures. Because I'm gonna keep expanding on this. We never seen Golovkin like lose seconds of rounds prior to that because he wasn't fighting the top-notch competition. You get what I'm saying? Like we weren't seeing him have any struggles. It was just like Gabe Rosado was a bloody mess. Gregors Proska was getting demolished. Ishida got knocked out. Martin Murray was getting bodied. So we weren't really seeing Triple G have any real resistance prior to the Kell Brook. Curtis Stevens, I think he did decent, like in backing him up, but it wasn't sustained. He wasn't able to do it for any length of time. And it was probably because he had already been knocked down and shit, not the most defensively sound. Somebody, because it's on my computer. Somebody check the date of the Kell Brook Triple G fight, because I could probably search it by date. I don't want to slow this stream up. That's why I'm not dealing with trolls and all that. But like I said, Kell Brook was the sacrificial lamb. People seen a wealth. This is why, again, it was a $5 million payday, if I'm not mistaken. I know the year. I'm talking about I need the actual date. So if you're not going to bring, spring doesn't help me. I cannot type in spring 2016 on my computer. I need the actual date. September doesn't help me. If you have the actual date, then I could probably find the picture. You know? No, don't. It's not to be sorry. I'm just saying I can't. I need the specific date because I got too much shit on my computer. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh, shit. Y'all are hella good. That's it. Hold on. I found it. Hold on. Damn. Hold on 1 second. Look, basically, look at that. See, I told you I got a screenshot of this shit. Look at this punch. You guys still with me? Look at this punch. Look at the ferocity. This is a welterweight we're talking about. Look at this punch. He like flush. Kell Brook held his ground, and to me, that was kind of what people seen. Like people seen, like, oh hell no, is that Kell Brook? You know, Kell Brook. He I don't know. People thought Kell Brook was gonna get destroyed. Look, hold on. Look. Look. Y'all say I'm lying? Y'all think I'm lying? Okay. We're talking about a welterweight that was doing this. Yes, in the end, he was stopped for sure. But in doing that, I think this was a bad sign. Look. Right cross or something. Now, let me keep going with my theory. You guys seen the pictures. To see a welterweight do that with Golovkin, it was an eye-opener for people. Had Golovkin actually fought somebody good at middleweight, it wouldn't have quote-unquote exposed him. Do you guys get what I'm saying? It wouldn't have exposed him. Because if you're in a fight, okay, put it this way. If you're in a fight with someone in your division and, you know, and they're a big puncher or something and you get caught with a good shot, shit happens. But like, okay, here's another example. See, king of analogies, man. Danny Garcia versus Rod Salka. Had Rod Salka went in there and was giving Danny Garcia some, bopping his head up and giving him some work, people be like, what the fuck? Danny Garcia, I thought you the king of 140. How are you the king of 140? And then you're taking this level of opposition and they're, you know, why is Rod Salka getting off on you like this? You know, and like, God forbid, Danny Garcia has a good chin. What if Rod Salka, who was moving up, I think, from 35 to 40, what if Rod Salka actually looked like he hurt Garcia? You know, that wouldn't be a good sign. Now, if Lucas Matisse hurt Garcia, no big deal. You know, that's why certain fights, if they're considered cherry picks and stuff like that, they're not really good. You don't really have much to win. I mean, Golovkin did get $5 million for that, so he came up there. But I'm talking about from public perception. If Rod Salka, if you're taking that level of opposition, cool. But if he hurts you and he's getting off and stuff like that, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck? Did you see Danny Garcia buckle because Rod Salka?" It wouldn't be a good look. You know, just look at like Amir Khan's last fight. Not to pick on anybody, but Amir Khan was in there with the guy that got destroyed by Errol Spence and knocked out by Danny Garcia as well. And he already had a loss before he even fought Errol Spence, right? So Samuel Vargas dropped Amir Khan. That's not necessarily a good look because you're like, damn, Errol Spence didn't get dropped by him. You know, Errol Spence didn't get dropped by him. Why'd you get dropped by him? Danny Garcia didn't get dropped by him. Why'd you get dropped by him? And he got buckled. Amir Khan got buckled by Samuel Vargas in the 10th round or so. So, you know, that's the risk, especially when you're moving a guy up. Unless, I guess the exception, you know, I read the Robert Greene book the 48 Laws of Power. And they tell you the rule, and they tell you the exception or reversal to the rule. The reversal to that rule is if you had somebody like let's say Mikey Garcia, if he goes in there and, you know, has some success with Errol Spence, it's not going to be looked at because we know Mikey Garcia is a, you know, terrific fighter. Shane Mosley moved up and beat Oscar De La Hoya. Roberto Duran moved up and beat Sugar Ray. That's not the end of the world. Roberto Duran got cracks, you know, and he was like a terrific fighter. So I'm not talking about that. That would be the reversal of the rule that I'm talking about. I'm talking about when it's a guy. Kell Brook is a good fighter. We know that. But he didn't prove that he was the best. And he hadn't really fought anyone recently that would prepare him for a Golovkin. He fought Sean Porter years before the Golovkin fight. And then after Sean Porter, he never really fought anyone notable until Triple G. So how do you go from fighting Casey and JoJo, hoo yay, you know, you go from fighting Casey and JoJo Dan and all this to Frankie Gavin, Kevin Bize, to moving up 2 weight classes and fighting Golovkin? It was a big mistake. They shouldn't have done that because that was what, like I told you back then, kind of exposed Golovkin because he was, you know, a guy who didn't acclimate, a guy who his last 3 fights haven't prepared him for a triple. It's not like he was fighting against Kell Brook was fighting Marcos Maidana or something. That would maybe prepare you for a tough fight 2 divisions higher. He was fighting Frankie Gavin and Kevin Biziers and shit. So to me, that's what Triple G's team made a mistake at. Like, okay, for example, tell me I'm lying. Nobody really wanted, the real boxing heads I know, no one wanted to see Canelo versus Amir Khan at 155. We knew it was going to happen. But Canelo did what he was supposed to do. First of all, he never looked like he was hurt. Amir Khan's fast. So I'm not worried about eesh, because Canelo never looked hurt in the fight, ever. He never looked hurt by Amir Khan. He was getting, like, you know, he was getting scored on, and the speed he had to adjust to. But what did he do? With one punch, he put Amir Khan down worse than anybody. You know, Danny Garcia, he knocked Khan down 3 times, but Khan was still, his eyes were open. He was standing. He was just like, looked like he was on a boat when Kenny Bayless was like, nah. But he got back up. Bradis Prescott, he got back up, and he was just like drunk. When Canelo knocked out Amir Khan, he was lights out. Like, I seen snot come out of his shit. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, literally, like a snot rocket. And he was just like, he was out. His eyes were open. That shit was scary. He was like, eat. And his eyes were open. You know, that was a brutal knockout. So, even though it wasn't, we knew what was probably going to happen. You know, I did at least. You know, Canelo dispatched of somebody. You know, he proved. That's why you see. Excuse me. That's why you see Amir Khan saying before, like, you got to take. I covered all this. Amir Khan was talking about, oh, who knows? Maybe Amir Khan's true middleweight. He was saying stuff like that. Now you notice after that knockout, he ain't talking about fighting at 54. He ain't talking about fighting at 55 or 60 or maybe Amir Khan's a true middleweight. He's talking about I won't even fight Kell Brook, a British rivalry at 54. If he wants to fight me, he has to make a weight 147 that he can't even make. That's what Khan says. He said he can't make 47. So obviously Canelo, that knockout probably changed his plans, you know, to the point where he was like, nah, I'm not going back up to that weight, you know. So at least, even in, they're both fights that shouldn't have happened, but at least the way Canelo dispatched of it, you know, he knocked his man out with one punch. Golovkin, and he was never hurt by him. Yo, smash the like button. The haters are here. We got to push the likes forward, people. That's the only way I could keep going with these. That's the only way. You know, we should be at like probably 500 plus likes by now. Y'all got to do a power cycle through these likes. We got 600 plus people, and we've had a sustained amount of likes. Y'all got to smash the like button. I know some of you guys just listen while you're on the treadmill or at work. Don't get fired or nothing and be like, oh, ego, you got me fired. Why? You know, but you guys look at your phone real quick. Smash the like button. We working. And this is how I know people forget and need constant reminders, because it always jumps up crazy right when I remind people. Keep going. Like, let's keep this going if y'all want to keep this stream going. But so in my opinion, that's that. It was the Kell Brook fight shouldn't have happened, and the fact that a welterweight was getting off, which is what I said back then, that put Golovkin in it kind of dented his aura. You know what I'm saying? Here's an example. I said this example. This is crazy. This is really crazy, because I literally say these examples 2 and 3 years ago when these fights happen, and I get hell. I get hell. Like, I have hell to pay. People say you're stupid, say I'm racist, say I hate Triple G, and then I'm still using the same examples and talking points that I said in 2016. It's crazy. But anyway, I said this example exactly, but in case you're new to the channel, I'll repeat it. This is my thing. Name somebody. Everybody listening. If y'all, hold on, I gotta make sure y'all with me. If y'all want to hear this analogy, and it's an interactive question, it's not a hot seat, I'm not trying to block nobody, but if you can answer this question realistically, and you're ready for it, can I get a hell yeah? I got to make sure y'all paying attention. Smash the like button. Let's go. This is a real question for you. All right. Keep it going. Keep it going. One time for your mind. Yo, keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, a one time for your mind. We about to talk this boxing on the tip. This on the fly tip. Talking on the tip. Let's get it. All right. Name somebody from 2 divisions below heavyweight that would move up with no tune-ups and fight Deontay Wilder. That's it. That's the question. Name somebody that would move up from 2 divisions below heavyweight and fight Deontay Wilder. Roy Jones won't, because they're not even in the same era. Block Cod Life. Exactly. You notice how everyone's saying, hell no. Andre Ward's my dude, but he already said that. He said he's interested in moving up to heavyweight. Y'all just be repeating whatever. Y'all are full of shit. Andre Ward, that's my dude, but he said I would love to do like what Roy Jones did and move to heavyweight. He said, but it has to be the right heavyweight. He said that himself. He's not fighting no damn Deontay Wilder. He said, I have it on tape. He said that. Then somebody says, Look at Mr. Conan 83 Boxingego. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Hates on every fighter. So yeah, I don't even know who Boxingego is. So I thought you were talking about me, but I'm not dyslexic, so I don't know who Boxingego is. So Andre Ward already said that. He said it has to be the right fighter. Somebody said Tony Bellew. There's an interview, I believe, with Sky Sports, and he says Deontay Wilder, I was interested in fighting him at a point, right? And he says he wrapped his arm around me, and he's like, hell nah. He's like, hell nah. I'm not fighting him. So you're lying. Tony Bellew already came out and said he's not going to give up that type of, you know, against a guy that tall and that strong. Benavidez, just stop. You guys sound horrible. Yeah, David Hayes going to fight even though he's already a heavyweight. Y'all are literally just guessing and saying stupid shit. And David Hayes retired. Alexander Usyk is not 2 divisions below Wilder, nor have I heard him mention. They're talking about Alexander Usyk versus Joshua. They're not saying nothing about no Usyk versus Wilder. But yet and still, you had Kell Brook, who was willing to move up and fight Triple G, who was the most savage puncher at middleweight. That, you know, that was his perception. You wouldn't find somebody from 2 divisions that I've heard that wants to move up and get that Wilder smoke. I don't even hear anyone from cruiserweight, the 1 division below. Someone said Alexander Usyk. Why are they not mentioning his name? The only heavyweight fight that I'm really hearing people talk about for Usyk is Anthony Joshua. I never heard him say he wants to fight Wilder. Where? Link it up. Cite your source. Let me know the interview, because or like an article or interview, because I've seen articles on Sky Sports talking about Usyk and Joshua. Tell me the interview where Usyk said he's trying to fight Wilder. I'll wait. You guys have 30 seconds, and it's actually more like 40. All right, go. Nate, send me the article where Usyk said he's trying to fight Wilder. I'll be waiting for that. No links. www.crickets.com. Like, where's the link? It's that http://crickets.edu. Crickets.org. Where's the link? Where's the interview? YouTube video, an article? I would love to see that. Crickets.gov, crickets.net. Where's the link? See? They get mad at me, but they just do this. They just say the shit with nothing. Nothing, no substance behind it. Usyk, to my knowledge, never said that, but they just throw that out there. They're like, this is bullshit. Usyk will. When does he said that? Like, Wilder's in the heavyweight division now. Usyk has pondered and considered the thought of moving up to heavyweight weight, but he's talking about Joshua. I never heard him say anything about fighting Wilder, who's the biggest puncher at heavyweight. I ain't heard Usyk say, I want to fight Luis Ortiz. Let alone Wilder, the guy that beat Luis Ortiz. You see? Why doesn't Usyk fight Luis Ortiz? That's a dope amateur to pro matchup. All right, that 30 seconds is up, man. Block Taiwan Jenkins. We're not doing this racial stuff. He said Canelo has too many Mexican fans to lose. So the Mexican fans didn't vote for Canelo to win the fight. You do realize that. See how idiotic they sound? Block him. Shooters block Taiwan or whatever, Jenkins, block him. What does Canelo having a ton of Mexican fans have to do with 3 judges that aren't Mexican? See how they just say stupid stuff? He could have a billion Mexican fans. They weren't the 3 judges. So Dave Moretti is Mexican. If I talk to him right now, you know, he's at the taqueria, you know, and is like, stop. Hamza be killing. He said, why not just leave? You don't see me watching channels I don't like. You keep going on about Ego's so-called bias, but never gave an example. Listen, I've literally found a way to out troll the trolls. It's simple. We got shooters. All you have to do to consider for your consideration, say I'm biased and tell me why I'm biased. What I've said that you disagree with. And then as I look through the comments, I'll try to pick someone. That's it. No one's going to believe you if you're going to just say you're biased. See, I tried it the other way. People that say, oh, you're fucking biased, Ego, right? And then I just select on you. And then we got to wait for hours, not literally, but you know, we got to wait all day for you to even respond. I'm not doing that. That just slows the momentum of the stream while we wait for you to respond. So now we on some new shit. That's cool. You think I'm biased, but say, hey, Ego, I feel you are biased, comma, here's why, you know, and explain it. That's that simple. Other than that, we're going to keep going. Everybody wants to say it, but they don't want to like own it and like explain it. Ward and Usyk would school Wilder. Listen, I'm not arguing no stupidity like that. You just sound crazy. Usyk, we don't even know if he gets past Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew will be the best name on his whole resume. Let him get past that first, and then we'll start talking about him in a whole nother weight division. These dudes don't know boxing. You know, they may know some names and shit like that. See, look, I think you are biased because each. Hey, Ronald Finkley, he was joking. Y'all gotta, shooters, y'all gotta lighten up. He was just joking. You didn't have to block him off of that. He was just doing the Amir Khan noise that I do. He didn't have to get blocked. Unblock that dude. I feel bad for him. He didn't have to get blocked for that. His name is MAKOHG. OHZ. Oh, he's just in timeout. Okay, he'll be back then. All right, look. Chicken wings. You don't get it. He said, Ego, I believe you are biased against the Charlos, Wilder. Bro, that's not how it works. Listen, I'll tell you the rules again. If you want to lure me out of hot seat retirement, like Joe Budden, say not who you think I'm biased against or for or whatever. Tell me what I said about them. That's what we're talking about. Don't say, oh, you're biased for Ward and Charles. I don't care about that. I want to know in the comment, if you can take the time to write the comment, then you can take the time to educate us in the comments. You know, you could say, hey, you're biased for Charlos because you said Jamal had a good jab and his jab sucks. These dudes are morons. Look at fuck Google Plus. It says, Ego, I think you're biased. Change my mind. Definitely not how this works. I'm just going to keep continuing. If you guys see somebody that obeys by those rules and says, hey, Ego, you're biased because of X, Y, and Z, then I'll consider putting them in the hot seat. But I'm not, you're biased because I said change my mind. That's not how that works. Shout out to Alex Martinez. He said, hello, Ego, big fan. Shout out to y'all. If you guys are fans, smash the like button. We just working. But Triple G, I just think the aura of Triple G, who he was billed as, is no longer, okay, he has no belts now. The Mexican style, you just went in there with the Mexican and you didn't fight Mexican style until maybe a few of the later rounds, you know, after the other guy got tired. Right? So, I tried telling you guys the same stuff. I told you Triple G should have, instead of chasing Canelo, Triple G had it made. He was one belt away from being undisputed. Triple G got a belt from Canelo because Canelo vacated the belt and everyone called Canelo scared and all this stuff. He should have fought Billy Joe Saunders. The moment you become undisputed, that's etched in history. No matter what anyone says, no one can take that away from you. You could be like, yo, I was the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Simple. But he didn't do that. He chose the money fight. Now he has no belts. He's like, I'm not saying this from a, I would be highly doubtful that at age 36, right? I would be highly doubtful to think at age 36 that Triple G is going to get every single belt at middleweight. Because look who he's have to go through to get it. They're all split up and shit now. That means he's going to have to fight Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders winner, coming off of a loss, or after the world seen you lose. He's going to have to fight Canelo in a trilogy, and it looks like Canelo keeps improving, or at least from fight 1 to 2, Canelo improved, so his confidence should be there. Or he's going to have to fight Daniel Jacobs versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. And Daniel Jacobs, since Golovkin, like he's fought 3 undefeated fighters. And if you include Golovkin at the time, it's the 4th undefeated fighter. So if Jacobs beats Sergey Derevyanchenko, his confidence will be at an all-time great, you know, because he'll be a champion again, you know, with a real belt, you know, because before, no offense, but before he had the WBA regular belt and Golovkin was the WBA super belt. So he'll have a certified IBF belt going through good competition, a ranked guy with the amateur pedigree, a guy with power, and a guy that knows him and he knows well because they were stable mates. So if Triple G, in my opinion, lost to Jacobs back then, this Jacobs, if he can beat Derevyanchenko, he's going to be even more confident because he already feels he beat him. Now watching Canelo walk him down, if I'm Jacobs, I'm like, let's get past this Derevyanchenko. I would love that, Triple G. How could you not? You just learn from the Canelo game plan. Golovkin's more of a mid-range hooker. He needs some spacing, you know. So I don't see Golovkin being undisputed. If he does it, I would be wowed. I would be wowed. I just don't see how at age 36, going through, since the belts are split up and shit, who he's gonna have to go through. And the thing with the bully style fighters, guys who had this aura about menacing power and good boxing or brawlers or whatever, is psychologically, after certain losses, they might not be the same. I mean, like, you let a smaller man have your face looking like this. You know, Canelo looked like he about to go to the club. Like he a contestant on Star Search. I was born ready. Like, you know, he looked like he about to go on Star Search or some shit. American Music Awards. Triple G looked like, you know, he need to rest. He needs some milk. Like, you know, like his face not looking good. So if I see it, I know I'm not the only person. And stop telling me about press row. Press row. Stop telling me about press row. They're like, oh yeah, 39 people on press row. They had Triple G winning. I don't care unless they're going to do what I'm doing. Because I cover fights. And I'm telling you, I've been on press row for several fights. And a lot of them motherfuckers, when I overhear their conversations and talk to them, they don't know shit about boxing. They could not do what I'm doing right now. I've been on the live stream for an hour and a half. Yesterday, me and Dante and the rest of the panel, shout out to Blue Blood and AK, Kirk, you know, on Dante, but we went for like 4 or 5 hours or something ridiculous. These other dudes can't do that. Anybody could come out with a scorecard. We don't even know. Like, I don't care about a scorecard. I care about how you arrived at that scorecard. I could not watch a fight and be like, and just listen and watch other people, see what they type, see what they say, and say, oh yeah, I had a Gennady Golovkin 115, 113. That don't tell me shit. That don't tell me anything. Anybody, I can come, you know, I could be on some Levi Martinez. He watched Canelo Lara, Canelo 117, 111. That don't tell me nothing. I want to know how you got that. Boxingego had dude crying last night. Yeah, and he called in all like huffing and puffing, all Brody and shit. He was in there. He was crying in there. He was crying. I was I was on Dante's Boxing Nation. He was in there. He was in there. He was crying in there. He tried to make a point. He said I'm biased. He said I was hating on Triple G, but I had him in there. He was crying in there. Dude, I'm telling y'all, they don't want it because they rather just say it. Everyone keeps saying the same shit. Oh, you hate Triple G, you biased. What do I hate this man for? He never done nothing to me. You know, I've been to his fights. I covered his fights. Young Suave. This was in their blood. They beta males. Lot of loss. Get over it. Shut the fuck up. You know, you take this is what these dudes do. You take the most minuscule points that we're making and want to focus on that. Oh, lot of loss. Get over it. Man, that shit was years ago. He lost again to Jared Hurd. Who cares? You know, we're not even, this is not even about Lotta. This is about Triple G and Canelo and the aftermath. Shout out to Alfonso. He said, oh my God, I'm in the library at school. Y'all putting a lot of loss. Do y'all think that like makes me sad or something? Like, as long as, like, at the end of the day, boxing fans know what it was. That fight was close, and it definitely wasn't a 117, 111. Ego, how the hell did Teddy Atlas have it 117 to 112 for Triple G? Man, I don't know. You gotta ask him that. But Teddy Atlas got taken off ESPN for the commentary, you know, and he was doing the same thing with Pacquiao Horn. He was like, "Oh, you put the pin on the colada." Like, Jeff Horn, Pacquiao was pretty close, you know. I had Pacquiao winning, but he made it like it was highway robbery. Pacquiao didn't look great in that fight. Shout out to D21519, $5 super chat. DB and N and Ego had one caller gangbanging and another caller crying due to PTSD from the hot seat. That's what they do. They come here, talk reckless, get blocked, and then just like, you know, Permit Patty and all them, they look for sympathy. Oh, Ego blocked me. Why are you stop blocking people? You ain't gonna tell me what to do on my channel. Why do I have to stop blocking people? So they can call me N-words and whatever, and then I'm supposed to just, oh yeah, don't block people? Man, fuck out of here. Worry about you. Worry about your channel. Why? The rules are simple. I just don't allow for the drive-bys. That's what makes them mad, because that's what they want to do. They want to drive by and drop off these bullshit comments unexplained. But we found a way against that. Death Row East. Believe in that. That's why they're mad. They're mad because unlike other channels or other forums, like, you know, you go to a boxing website, you could just say what the fuck ever. You be like, oh, Charlo's a bum, oh, and then just bounce. Lotta got his ass whooped, you know, just no explanation, nothing. They're mad because we found a way to weed out all the bullshit. That's what they're angry about. That they can't just drop by bullshit and they gotta know their shit on my live streams. Oh, Ego block. Once again, I have yet to see all these people crying about Ego block me, Ego block me. I don't even block people anymore, you know, in the live streams, really. My shooters do. But they're mad because they're getting blocked on my channel, right? But we still growing. So obviously, you know, my numbers ain't like, this is probably the best financial year for me on YouTube. So, you know, I don't think we struggling or anything. But the thing is, who are you crying to? He was crying in there. Like, you like going to other people's page that you know diss me or don't like me or whatever the situation, that I've never met, never had any kind of context, conversation, text, dialogue with. You know, people who have never accomplished what I've accomplished in this game. And you're telling them what I did on my channel. How does that benefit you? You know, it's like, I don't know, like counseling or something for you guys. Like, that's therapy. Like, and then I was on his channel, and one of the shooters, they blocked me. What more do you want from me? Like, what is that doing to me? You're still not allowed on the channel unless you make a fake account. But you got to question that. Why would you make a second account to come on a motherfucker's page who blocked you that you don't like, that you hate? It doesn't make any sense, people. So I can't be that bad. Oh, ego. His name says it all. He's so egotistical. He don't know shit about boxing. He fucking sucks. He hates Triple G. He's a racist. He's fucking garbage. You know? He's the N-word. Whatever y'all talking, then why are you desperate to come back here? If I'm all of this, why are you making 8 accounts to come see what we doing? Doesn't make sense. You know, it's just like, that's like one of my exes stalking me on Instagram and seeing whose pictures I'm liking and commenting on my shit and saying she's over me. Stop it. You're not over me if you got to do all that. Ronald Finkley, $2 super chat. Muhammad, you a fuckboy. Damn, Ronald Finkley put money just to roast you. Saunders versus Billy Joe. That's a good fight. I might go out to Boston. Meet me at Fenway Park. Shout out to Eric Santos. Sergio Martinez or Gennady Golovkin. Not a versus question, but who do you like more? I've always been a fan of Sergio Martinez. You know, he's like one of my favorites, so it's not really a fair question. But I mean, if you talk about resume, who's done more? Who's done more? Hamza with the shout out to Hamza. Hamza liked this shit. Shout out to Hamza for the super chat. It's on PayPal, so you guys can't see it. It says the hot seat got these dudes going to other channels trying to get sympathy and complaining like these chicks claiming hashtag me too. Wow, these dudes are hurt. Hey, you tripping, dog. I agree with you though. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is it? How does it? I don't know. I guess they have to get it off their chest. Hamza, I just got it. I think there's a little lag and delay, but these hashtag, I like that. Hamza, I like that. These hashtag me too. These hashtag me too dudes. You know what? Hamza been coming through clutch. Welcome the latest shooter. We got a new shooter. Hamza been holding it down for the longest. We got a new shooter. He has been knighted in. Shout out to Hamza. You a shooter now, boy. Appreciate you for all the support. Hamza, type a comment so we get to see that little wrench by your shit. We got a new shooter. Everybody put some clap emojis. Hamza, he been holding it down. Just don't abuse the privilege, you know, and just blocking people for no reason. Just block responsibly. That's my new shit. Instead of drink responsibly, block responsibly. Shout out to Hamza. He been holding it down for a minute. We got a new shooter. Now it's really going down. Ego Army just continues to grow. You know, I know who's doing what. I know who's supporting. I got a good overview of what's happening. Now it's going down. I told y'all, Death Row East, believe in it. Hamza, shooters, strap up. We got work to do in this game. And this is just the beginning, you know? Yeah, man, Hamza been holding it down. That's all I got to say about the Canelo Triple G. It was a good fight. I think the mystique of Triple G has been removed by Canelo. Because you got to look at it. Canelo has good power, but he didn't even really acclimate. You know, he didn't really acclimate to this fight. Imagine if Canelo took 3-4 fights at middleweight and then fought Triple G. Not even 4 is maybe a little bit much. Maybe imagine if he took two solid, you know, tests at middleweight. Imagine that. The smaller guy. And see, the thing is, notice the old media, they always have to, it's like I said in the earlier stream, apocalypto, almost. It's almost. They almost can't, you know, they always got to switch what they said. We don't do that. You know, like I said, Rigondeaux, I thought he was going to beat Lomachenko. I was wrong. Boom. I never took it back. I never said, oh, but Rigondeaux would have run if it wasn't in New York. I didn't do that. But this is what they do. They say, oh, Danny Garcia is going to win. Then he loses. Excuse. Oh, blah, 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 going to fight. Joshua is going to fight Wilder. Then he doesn't. And it's another excuse. Oh, Wilder Fury, you're not going to fight. And then it gets announced. Then it's another excuse. Oh, Triple G is going to knock out Canelo. Then he doesn't. Then it's another excuse. I honestly, I don't tell y'all who to watch, but I really question how you guys can even stomach other channels that are constantly wrong. You guys know when they're wrong. That's what I don't understand. You guys know when they're wrong. So what's the entertainment? You guys just like being led astray just to hear what they have to say? Like, I mean, I don't get the fascination. Like, how are you, when I go to like a YouTube channel, be it a tutorial, like let's say I go to a tutorial channel to learn how to, I don't know, play the flute, like Keith Thurman, and then they tell me what to do and everything they said was wrong, then I'm not gonna really be watching them, me personally, just because what's the point? I wanted to learn how to play the flute. I wanted to learn how to cook spaghetti on a cooking channel, and then, you know, I almost burned my house down because of you told me to, you know, pour gasoline directly on the burner top. You know what I'm saying? Just something stupid. It just doesn't make sense. But to each his own. All I know is we growing. I'm enjoying this year. Hope you guys are too. And that's it. Hey, I'm done. Someone said Triple G versus Vondas Matarosin 2 to gain confidence. Ha ha ha. I just, you know, mark these videos down, bookmark them, put them in the playlist. My thing is going to be an uphill battle for Triple G, similar to Chocolatito, Kovalev, because of the style of fighters they are. Once it's proven that we see like kind of a direction fighters can go in to beat you, bullies like that, it usually doesn't go. Matisse. Look at Matisse. Matisse was destroying guys at 140. Destroying them. Lamont Peterson, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, something like that. Knocked him out. Matisse was the machine. After people seen in a high-profile fight with Danny Garcia, damn, somebody could take his power 12 rounds and hurt him and drop him. Matisse was never the same. Donaire won for 11 rounds. 11 years. He hadn't lost in 11 years, right? He only had 1 loss early in his career. He hadn't lost in 11 years. Rigondeaux took him to school. Never the same. We have never seen the same Donaire since. And then he got knocked out a few fights later when he fought Nicholas Walter. Never the same. You know, certain losses do that too, especially the bully. Like Floyd Mayweather, people say they have the blueprint, and then no matter what they try, even the same guy like Maidana, he did better the first fight than he did the second fight because Floyd makes adjustments. Same thing with Canelo. There's no way you can tell me, I don't care if you're the biggest Triple G fan, does anyone believe, let's vote. Did Golovkin look better in the rematch? Yes or no? What fight did he do the best work? Did he look fresher? Did he look better? The Canelo Triple G 1 or 2? Did he look better in the rematch? Yes or no? Exactly. So all the people, oh, press row, all these people had Triple G winning. I don't care what none of y'all are talking about. I don't care about none of that. The bottom line is this. You had a year in between the first fight and the second fight, and through its totality, because they both went 12 rounds, you looked worse in the rematch. Canelo actually looked better. Now we got a hot seat. I was waiting for this moment. GZ Us. He says Triple G looked better. Explain how he looked better in this fight than in the first fight. I said you had a year in between. In between the first fight. That's what I said. So, strike one. You're in the hot seat. GZ Us. You say Triple G looked better. See, they just want to say it. Block him. He says now he's changing it. He says, no, bro, I meant Canelo. No, bro, you're out of here. Block him. See how they always back off the block? I'm not playing no games with none of y'all. You trying to fuck up the polls and the voting just to play games and stuff. I'm not playing. So if you can't follow simple directions, then you out here. I don't care. I really don't. Because they always do that. Oh, and then I'm the bully. I'm the villain. Can't be two good guys. I chose to be the bad guy. Fuck it. You know? They know what they're doing. They know that they're trolling. They know that they're playing. Everybody was saying no, no, no. And yo dumbass is the only one that was trying to vote for Canelo, but you said the opposite of what everyone's saying. We're not playing these games. If this is your real opinion and you trying to mess up the poll, you know, we're not going to let you interfere with this poll like the Russians did to the US poll. We're not doing that. Look at Nafil Vasquez. Shut up. That's it. That's the best thing you say. That like you waited all day to say that. Shut up. You shut your fucking mouth. Just shut up. You just took it old school, huh? Shut up. These dudes. This shit is funny to me. Like, what do you disagree? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He just kept it old school, kept it basic. That's how you know when you're killing. They don't like what you have to say. Shut up. Shut it. Shut up. Man, shut up. Shut up. Shut it. Shut up. Shut up. That's how parents would do it. Shut. When my mom used to wrinkle her man, that's how you know when a parent's mad, when they do that. The asshole, I call it asshole mouth. Their mouth looks like an asshole. You better put that down. You better shut up. Well, parents be doing way too much. I fucking hate parents. I love my parents, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Man, you put it down. When I tell you, shut up. You shut up right now. Right now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My parents used to be wild at this shit. I was bad as shit. Doing that asshole mouth and shit, man. You go. You better shut around. Put it back. Put it back. You shut up. Shut. Like, fucking Michael Jackson over here. You better. Like, what the fuck, you having a seizure? What are you doing? Keep it in the class. Shut up. Everett, he said these Triple G fans so mad. I'm getting called all types of shut up. Shut your damn mouth. Shut up. They're mad as fuck at me. But see, this is why I don't care. Because you were mad no matter what. They said, listen, before the fight, I said, hey, I'm picking Canelo. You're sucking Canelo dick. Where'd that come from? All right, whatever. Then Canelo beats him. Judges agree with me. A ton of pro fighters agree with me. And then you say, oh, you sucking Canelo's dick. So no matter what, if it didn't go your way, I'm sucking Canelo's dick. That's what you're telling me. Because I was sucking his dick before the fight, before we had an actual like conclusion. And then even though I was right, you still say I'm sucking his dick. Pause. So that's why I don't care. You know, you're not going to please everyone. And I'm not here to please everyone. You sucking his dick. Shut up. Shut up. You shut up. You better shut up right that time. Like, these motherfuckers, it's boxing. You motherfuckers be taking this way too serious too. Shut up. You know Triple G on off fight. Triple G on off fight. Like, you finna die. The way you do it, all that high blood pressure. What is wrong with you? Shut up. You know the judge is wrong. Like, fucking Paul Bearer. You know the judge is got it wrong. Undertaker. He said, shout out to Julie97 for the $2. The Black Channel. Why do they hate Gennady Golovkin? That's all they say. So when you bringing up facts, it's why do you hate this guy? You know, why do blacks hate Triple G? What did he do? Did he sleep with your baby's mom? What has Triple G done? Why do black people hate? Like, what does black people have to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how you know when the motherfuckers is racist. Because why is it got to be black people? Like, just if you don't prefer Triple G or you think he's overhyped, you just have to be black. Like, what is that? Why do blacks all gang up and they love gangs? They hate Triple G. Like, what? So the only people on this planet that picked Canelo or were picking is because they were black or Floyd Mayweather lovers or Mexican. You know, just stop it. These dudes sound crazy. The livest live streams, y'all know it. You know, y'all copy and pasting the same information. 49 people at press row, they all picked Triple G. They said he won. But they're not doing it. They're not breaking it down round by round and telling me anything. So I don't care about a final score. Meanwhile, who would you rather trust? Some random people who are writers for whatever publication on press row, or an actual fighter breaking it down on video, on YouTube, giving their thoughts? Like Errol Spence did not just say, man down, 115, 113, Golovkin, man down. He didn't say that. He said he beat Canelo, or he had Canelo winning, and he says, the thing I didn't get is, he said, how Triple G said he said Canelo fight Mexican style, and then he said he was in front of you, Mexican style, and you was backing up the whole fight. Man down, you know? He's telling you why you feel. Charlo said it was a well-deserved win for Canelo. He said, good fight, Triple G did his thing, well-deserved win. You know, Derek James, great breakdown, comfortable Canelo winning. Miguel Cotto, Juan Manuel Marquez, who doesn't even, in the past, didn't really look like he liked Canelo, because they used to always like have articles and interviews talking shit about each other. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., a legend. Andre Ward, a legend. He said the right guy won. Go to his Twitter right now. He said right guy won. Roy Jones, he works for HBO, but his opinion, he didn't really, from what I seen in the interview, he said, oh, Triple G could have won, but then it didn't make sense. And see, you got to take that in stride because he works for HBO, you know? So it looked like non-committal kind of, but everything he was saying was like kind of in favor of Canelo. He said, just like Marvin Hagler said this. He's like, you let the little guy, you said you want Mexican style, and y'all ran. He said, you asked for Mexican style, you said you want Mexican style. They gave you Mexican style, you ran. You know, so that isn't, you know, everything he was saying supports what I was saying. Lennox Lewis thought Triple G won. Who cares? 3 judges didn't think it. And Lennox Lewis has a great jab, so maybe he's more impressed with the jab than body work. I don't know. I'm not going to get out here and just disrespect legends, you know. Lennox Lewis, he's Nacho Bearstein, I heard, thought Triple G won. It was a good fight, you know. Some people acting like it was mad close. I didn't even see all that. I didn't see it being as close as some of y'all made it. Like, put it this way. I'm being as upfront as possible. If Canelo had no stamina issues, it would be a wrap for Triple G. Straight up. But this has been something that's plagued Canelo, excuse me. Canelo, you guys, okay. Triple G was mad. He was like mad behind, not doing much but jabbing for the first 8 rounds. So what did he do effectively to create a Canelo that was tired? What did he do? See, you guys be grasping for straws. What did he do? What did he invest in? Name what he did that was so superb in the first 8 rounds to the point where you felt that Canelo gassed because of him. That's it. Name something he did in what rounds, so when I rewatch it, I could look for that. Again, Canelo has had stamina issues in a lot of his fights. He was fighting at a pace trying to knock Golovkin out. He got tired. That's when Triple G came alive. You know? Answer the question. What did Triple G... For example, I'll put it in perspective. Andre Ward, Kovalev 2, I was at both of them. The second one, Andre Ward had some good movement. He was jabbing, and he was going to the body, and he was creating a moving target for Kovalev, and Kovalev was getting tired chasing and getting picked off, and he was getting raped to the body, you know, raped, whatever, right, to the body. These things created later openings. You've seen a winded Kovalev. You've seen Kovalev get tired. That was because Andre Ward, right? What did Triple G do in 8 rounds that made Canelo tired? Because he jabbed? Canelo got tired because of the pace he was fighting. He's probably fighting off emotion because he really wanted to hurt this guy. And, you know, he fought at an intense pace for 8 rounds, started getting tired. That's when Triple G came alive. It really had nothing to do with, from what I've seen, it didn't really have much to do with what Triple G was. He was doing something oh so right, and then it paid off late in the fight and made Canelo tired. Canelo looked like if he was fighting, no matter who he was fighting at that type of pace, you know, he would have probably gotten tired. Because I didn't say, what did Triple G do? What did he do in the first 8 rounds that made Canelo tired? Other than being durable, having a chin, which, you know, that's something he was born with. Taylor Bush, $5 super chat. These fans are part of the reason Triple G fell so hard. Exactly, but they're gonna find out. Hey, y'all having too much fun with. Someone said Triple G versus Ab Judah next. Hey, y'all tripping. Y'all really tripping. Yeah, because he was durable. You know, you don't get points for being durable. You know, it's like Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse was lumping up Ruslan Provodnikov early, but lumping up a durable guy who's not going anywhere takes its toll. So the fact that Ruslan was able to weather that storm and not get knocked out by the hard-hitting Lucas Matisse was getting hurt in the later rounds. But it wasn't really because Ruslan Provodnikov had this masterful game plan, and what he was doing, he was just winning. He was just durable, has good stamina, has a hell of a chin, and he was kind of winning, or he was able to weather the storm and put Matisse in compromising attrition battle predicaments because he's tough. You know, because he's tough. Because it takes. I mean, even look at Jared Hurd. That's my dude. Versus Edeslandi Lara. We know who's the more technical guy, but when you have a guy who just keeps coming forward, you know, and is not out of there and like badly hurt, and then, you know, you have to keep fighting at a high intensity pace, keep your heart rate up, you're probably gonna get tired, you know. And if they have power like Hurd, that's why you've seen Hurd drop Edeslandi Lara late. Triple G's best win is Jacobs, and that's a fight I thought he lost. So it's very telling. And I know I'm not the only one. Julio Cesar Chavez, I believe Junior and Senior said that. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know, because I don't know what he's very unreliable, like inconsistent is, I guess, the better word. I wouldn't mind Triple G versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at this point. You know, because you know Golovkin, I highly doubt off of this loss, he's going to try to get Canelo. Hopefully Canelo does his own thing, you know. And then if they trilogy, then do the trilogy later. I don't want to see the trilogy in May. See, Ken don't know shit about boxing. That's why he's like, bruh, what the fuck? Yes, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I didn't say he beats Golovkin, but if he fights, okay, tell Golovkin to move up to like something that Chavez can make, right? Something that Chavez can make, like 168. I don't even know what he can make. It's not a bad fight, because Triple G, if somebody's durable and they keep coming forward, that's what's gonna give Triple G problems. You know, Chavez has a hell of a chin. He has a hell of a chin. So he's going to get punched the fuck up for sure. But he has a hell of a chin. So if he stays on top of, because you got to look at it. Chavez Jr. versus Sergio Martinez. Sergio got finesse. Triple G doesn't really have finesse in terms of gliding around the ring, hands low, and, you know, and feints like that. And that's not his style. He's not quick like that. Quick-witted, quick feet. He's not like that. You know, so I'm being honest. Triple G versus and trust me, I'm not saying that's the main fight I want to see, but I'm saying it's that type of style. If somebody could be durable and stay in front of him, that's an interesting fight. Canelo didn't hurt Chavez Jr. It didn't look like it. But better fights obviously would be Charlo, the winner of, these upcoming title fights. Even better than Chavez would be Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, because he showed he can box a bit in his fight with Arthur Abram, and he's 6'2.5", and I could vouch for him because he's tall. I've been around him. Fight Zurdo at 168. You was talking about moving up. Fight. That's Mexican style. Let's see it. So you want to be Mexican style, fight another Mexican. Zurdo can box too. He boxes better than Chavez Jr. fundamentally. And he's wicked with the body punches. And see, this is the thing. Triple G don't like that body work. I'm going to tell you. Round 4, I think it was. Triple G, around that time, he was looking kind of deflated. So you get in, man. Put that Zurdo. Let's start building that up. Triple G. And I'm not just throwing out names. Zurdo has called him out multiple times. I got a tweet from Bob Arum, and he said, I'm down to make that fight. He actually recommended Zurdo Ramirez versus Triple G for when Canelo failed his drug test. That's true. Canelo he didn't even use puncher's gloves. And then not just the jab. Zurdo is tall. Triple G is gonna have to out jab someone who's taller, arguably with longer arms. I mean, I don't have the reach at my disposal right now. So I'm telling you, Triple G versus Chepo. Hey, y'all tripping. Anyway, this has been a stream. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned to the channel. I got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, Lemieux's next for Canelo maybe, but not for Triple G. So this is why Triple G didn't want to fight Andre Ward. That would have been bad. Hey, Carlos is tripping. He said the ginger snap. Look at Tony Martinez's comment. He says racist N-word. Look at the names. Look at the profile pictures and the photos of the people doing the most hating in the comment section. Tony Martinez got blocked. He says, you racist, and he called me the N-word. That's a stream, y'all. Thank you to my shooters. The super chats have been great. We'll see what Canelo does next, what Triple G does next. Some great fights on the horizon. I might do a vampire stream. I'm going to chill out. Holla at the kid. Thank you guys for joining. We working. Peace out.